All right, Boca Shalom again today. Here we are again, a gang today on social media's Facebook live stream, and we're also on our conference line, live recording. And as we did yesterday, we're going to greet everyone with Boca Shalom. That's a peaceful morning. That's our people. We're only greeting our people with peace. Shalom. I didn't bring peace to the world. Not this world. I come not to bring peace, but a sword. That sword is headed by S, the letter S that they know of, which I believe is the 18th symbol of the alphabet that starts from A. S. And I believe T is the 19th. So S is the 18th that we're going to use as a introduction today. This S is going to carry out a lot of words that begins with S. And that is, since there's no more C, that we did away with yesterday. Officially. We've been using that revelation quite some time now. We made it official since we came up here to Pharaoh's palace, that there's no more sea. The old heaven and the first heaven, the first earth passed away. There's no more sea. So now we're going to use S, number 18 of their chart. And that means we're going to go to righteousness, which is number 17. We're going to go to righteousness, which is R, 17, for rule, righteousness, reign, of sovereignty, ruling, right? And right, R-I-G-H-T. And speaking of right, R-I-G-H-T, let's use the homophone W-R-I-T-E and right. You're going to have to write again today. Now, as far as today is concerned, for the record, we are now on the 11th day of the 12th, of the 7th month. We're now in the middle of the 11th day of the 7th month of our solar calendar, solar calendar of the year 6025 of this world's birth. 6,025 years now. Again, the 11th month, that's 1-1. As we highlighted 1-1 yesterday in Revelation chapter 1-1, also known as 11. And this is the 7th month of our solar calendar of perfection. And the reason why this is the 7th month is because this month brought out 7 angels that are in prophecy, that come from one womb. 7 angels, 7 candlesticks, 7 lamps, 7 pipes to the 7 lamps, and 7 vials. All prophetical and symbolical. We're going to explain a little of that. So again, you're going to write, you're going to take out something to write with, something to write on, writing utensil and something to write on, and take out, most importantly, your King James Version Holy Bible, your study tools. We know the formality by now. Take out your study tools. And for the record, today is also known as Friday, September 23rd, the 23rd day of September, 2022, and that's for the record of the recording. That way, when I reveal these things today, and then if someone come tomorrow and steal it, then it's recorded prior to your theft that I had already loosed the seal. Some want to go back and try to impress their congregation, their members, that they are the one. Even someone in Orlando, they say he's the one. But I gave him a challenge. I gave the followers a challenge. And you go on social media, on Facebook, on the same website, and you can see the challenge. And among those challenges, the most important one is his height, or her height. It may be a her. I'm not discrimination. I'm not a male chauvinist. It could be a her. So if he or her has a certain height and certain knowledge in that mind of the height, then of course I'll offer them, when they prove it, that we'll all go to Orlando. We'll all do that. We had enough money to fly here. We're in Washington, D.C., by the way. Washington, D.K. It's decaying. We're in the District of Columbia, according to their name, the nation's capital with a K. Washington, District of Columbia with a K, which is the nation's capital with a K. And we're here, this is our third day, which is part of prophecy. And we're going to go another half. There's going to be 3 full days and a half to fulfill Revelation chapter 11 and verse 9, I believe it was. See, it's all prophetical, that they were in, the dead bodies were in the street. And let me, while I'm being reminded, the bodies that are put in graves yesterday of our slaves were only those in that part of the town. This whole area is full of Judas' death and spirits. This is the Plymouth Rock. This is the landing of the ship of the 13 colonies. Plymouth Rock, Virginia. Jamestown, Virginia. This is where the slave, this spot in this country is the most deadliest spot where our people were murdered due to slavery, and they tried to escape. Many did escape, but most of them escaped to death because there were swords, guns, ropes, fire waiting on them on the other side of the river, the bank of the river, when they landed. So they didn't escape far. They only escaped to be murdered. And in fact, this hotel that we are in, on the 9th floor, 9, this hotel is sitting on top of a cemetery, a graveyard, burial ground. Most of this area, most of the buildings here are covering bodies of the soil, even in the basement. Think of that, what I'm saying. The first Negro slave was sold. See, they didn't start selling them until 1555 in St. Augustine, Florida, in a slave market, St. Augustine. But the first slaves were traded here. They didn't start buying them. Prove it. Turn to Deuteronomy chapter 28. Let me reveal this mystery. And let's show them, as we now, end our benediction. We don't have much time, but we do have a lot of time. We do have forever. They don't have much time. But again, this is the 23rd day of September, 2022, the 11th day of the 7th month of our calendar, 6025. You have your study tools, you have something to write with, because I'm going to ask you to write something in a moment. But read Deuteronomy chapter 28, read verse 15. See, wait, on your own, because of our schedule, you can read, those who are watching and who joined us, you can read from verses 1 to 14 on your own. From verses 1 to 14 are all blessings. If you obey just the voice. If you obey the voice of the Lord your God, then all his blessings will be stored upon you. Just the voice. So you cannot obey him, because if you disobey him, he'll just kill you right away. That's why he put a voice in between him and you. It's not his direct voice, but it's the voice of him. So there's a particular voice that you must hear in the last days, which is the only voice like it of its kind. And all they had to do then was obey the voice of. And it wasn't Moses' voice. It was the voice of Moses that Moses had to obey. It's a voice over Moses, Moshe. All right? So when you read verses 1 through 14, it's all blessings. And then all of a sudden you come to that B word. The B word. No, not bitch. What's the B word? What's the first word in verse 15? Read it.
But.
That word. But. That means from this verse to 68, the last verse, your butts are in trouble. Your butts were being warned. All of your butts. Your butts were being warned. I'm going to warn your butt. But what?
It shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
See? It didn't say the voice, Yahweh's voice. It didn't say the Lord's voice. If thou shalt not hearken to the Lord's voice. Read that again, just make it for the record.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Okay, of. All right, now. Pause here for a moment, and I told you you're going to write. See, the angel always told you to write. If you want to look for the Christ, if you want to find the Christ, find the one who always tells you to write. Find a writing utensil and something to write on. If you're following a man or a woman who you say is the Christ, and they're not telling you to write, you got the wrong Christ. Because you have somebody who teaches you not to just listen. You have someone who's there to entertain you and get you to follow them so they can get money from you, not teach you. In order to be taught, you have to write, to read. See, that's the aura again of the 17. R. The R-I-G-H-T. The W is put there to protect you when you write. W-R-I-T-E. Because that's it from the east of right. See W? With the protection, the R from the, of righteousness, the one I and the T, right, to train you and teach you up from the east. E. W-R-I-T-E. You don't know what that means. You thought it was right. Each letter is a word scientifically.
Wow.
Got it? Okay. So take your pencil, your pen, whatever you're writing with, and put of. Right in the middle of your paper, put of. I'm going to give you some more on the other side. On each side of that of is going to be some more words. So write of, lowercase o, lowercase f, and you're going to put a parenthesis, and you're going to close it with a parenthesis. Right? Sort of like this, how I have in the book. Yeah. Sort of how it is in the book. I'm going to show you that in a minute. We have a book. How I did it. It's the reason why I put that like that in the book. So, let me demonstrate. Sort of like this. This book is what my father approved, and he titled this book. And see how I have here the of? That's how I want you to do your of. Do your of like that. I have people here that are with me, angels that are with me. I have 7 angels that are here with me. From the same place. 7 angels where our kingdom is in the south. By the Bermuda Triangle that points to the Bermuda Triangle. The Bermuda Triangle points to that spot in the south. But we have some of the triangle here too in the north. And some of that triangle was also seen on top of what they call a Washington Monument. That's part of the triangle. It's a pyramid. As this district was at one time a triangle before Virginia split up in Alexandria. See, all of that is a part of the history. It's a triangle that's divided by certain rivers and waters. That's also in 17 where the whore is. See, when I went to, now don't forget, early this month, late last month, August, we went to the West Coast, and I revealed where Satan's seat is. Now, I'm here on the East Coast, the complete opposite on this side of the ocean of water, Atlantic, Pacific. And on this side, I'm going to reveal where the whore sits. Satan sits in the west, and the whore sits in the east.
Wow.
All prophetically, Revelation.co. So get your Christ to reveal that to you, too, while y'all at it. You're following some fool in Orlando's in the Christ. But I warned you. I said this was going to happen. there shall arise false Christs and false prophets. Many shall rise. But the only thing they couldn't do is come in my name.
Right.
They don't know my name. So what they're going to use? They're going to use what? They're using Yahshua, Jesus, Yahweh, or Yahweh ben Yahweh. They think it's a name. Or Yehuda or Yah or whatever. Yo-yo, they just going to come all kind of names. Yo-yo, you know. Yo-yo. Now you have that? You did that exercise right? All right. Now, read some more of that. And what?
To observe to do all his commandments
Mm-hmm.
and his statutes, which I command thee this day,
Mm-hmm.
that all these curses shall come upon thee.
The curses with a K. They have in your Bible a C. There's no more C. So now you have all these curses. Now from verse 16 all the way to 68 are curses. Can you imagine? You have 14 verses of blessings. Oh, and by the way, this is the longest chapter in Deuteronomy. 28. That's 14 times 2. The same as the rubies that are on a certain hat or crown. That's 12 plus 2. 12 tribes of Israel plus the 2 that are with Israel. Israel, the father and the son. That's 14 times 2. 28. Deuteronomy 28. That's one of the mysteries. All right? Now, from 16 all the way to 68 are curses. Read verse 41. Let's see what some of that curses. We're going to skip a little. Read some of that curses.
Thou shalt beget sons and daughters,
Mm-hmm.
but thou shalt not enjoy them,
Why?
for they shall go into captivity.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. To go into captivity, a synonymous term for that is to go into bondage. That's fulfilling, that part fulfills Genesis chapter 15, verse 13. Thy seed shall be a stranger in land that's not theirs, and shall be afflicted. They shall serve them 400 years. In Acts 7:6, right? For God spake on his wives that his seed shall sojourn and be taken into captivity, be a bondage. All right, etc. Not per se, but something like that, right? So you got 41. Which 42 says?
And thy trees and fruits of thy land shall the locust consume.
That's happening too. But see, to some it can't happen. To a lot it can't happen. Why? Because they don't have no land. If they're in the ghetto, they don't even have a backyard. They live in an apartment or a condo. So they don't have they can't get no locusts unless it's local. The trash can right there in the back of the apartment complex. Read verse 49.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
I wonder how far. See, at that time they were in the Middle East. This nation's going to come from the north. Let's see, where?
From the end of the earth.
That's north. The end of the earth. See, look at the globe. See, they have a round globe online. You can go online, and you'll find that the Europe is up north on that globe. Yeah, the northern hemisphere. And what? From north, what?
As swift as the eagle flieth.
The eagle, the bird of Satan, the eagle, right? And what?
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Why? Because you were speaking fluent Hebrew. Judah, Yehuda, and no J. There's no J and no V. We're speaking fluent Hebrew. Now, that means the people from Ing, the land of Ing, were speaking the Ing land language. Right? Yeah, okay, so they couldn't understand that. In fact, the English tried to learn Hebrew before the Hebrew tried to learn English. That's why Sir John Hawkins greeted them with Shalom, sent by the Queen, the great-great-grandmother of the one they just buried. Same name, Elizabeth. And then Queen Bess. Same name, same person. What else you have?
Verse 50.
50.
A nation of fierce countenance.
Why fierce countenance? It's the facial, the feature, the skin. Why? Because Judah black, and they came white like leprosy. Fierce. Wow. Stay back. You got leprosy.
Right.
Yeah, separate yourself from the camp of people. Your skin is, ooh, you got leprosy. Fierce. I fear you. Right now it's normal. But see, to Judah right now it's normal. They even marry into that now. They have a leper wife or a leper husband. Because they want, see, they thought the Christ was white. They thought the Christ had leprosy. But he did. And the Christ is black. The Bible tells you that the true Christ is black. Well, not black, but bronze colored complexion. They have bronze colored skin. Yeah, bronze. Like the same color of bronze. That's what skin complexion would look like. Bronze. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And a fierce concept is white. A white boy coming and say shalom. And you're going to be afraid because you think he got leprosy. Hey, stay back. Hey. Right? All right. So, and what's the next one?
Which shall not regard the person of the old.
They didn't care about the old folks or the babies. They killed them all. They killed them all. Nor what?
Nor show favor to the young.
They killed them all. Slaughtered them. We're sitting on top of them. Some of them. There were millions of our people murdered. They was not killed. Don't confuse that with murder. Kill is not the same as murder. You can go and run a red light and a car hits you and you're in a car and you can be killed. You can put your hand in an electric socket and be electrocuted to death and it kills you. You can die of COVID-19. You kill. My plague, one of my plagues. It'll kill you. But murder is different. Murder is intentional. And it hurts too. You just pray it don't hurt long. That they murder you right away, but you bet not murder no more of mine now. You bet not touch my people now and murder them. See, you thought Black Lives Matter and the marches they were moving with these Yahudites that they murdered my sons, you thought that was something. Murder one of my people now. A baby, you talk about abortion. Murder them now. See, I had to bring my spirit here, in this part of the United States, where the horse sitteth, where Pharaoh is, as I sit right in the middle of the United States. See, this is the center. Yesterday, we visited the center of the Capitol, the rotunda. I stood right in the middle of there. That way, my spirit covered that circle, which means my spirit covered this whole country, from the east to the west, to the north, to the south, right? It covered the whole country. I mean, I poured my vial. That was the seventh angel of death. But they didn't see, all they saw was they thought a man wearing black. See, that's why we wore black. Death. The death angels visited the Capitol. They don't even realize it. How many? See, it was 8 of us in total. That's the circle. The octagon. Oh, did you touch one of my people again? Murder them. Talking about some, let me see your driver's license. You just reach in the back pocket to get the driver's license. You pull out your gun and shoot them. Right? Or selling cigarettes in front of a store because you're trying to make money to sell his light, to pay the light bill, and you choke him and yoke him out to death. Right? Or a traffic violation, you put him on the street and you put your knees on him. He telling you can't breathe, so you just keep your knees on him until he don't breathe at all. You murder him, huh? Or run from you because his tail light's out. He's afraid of your fierce countenance. So he run from you in the park and you shoot him in his back 8 times, in the back, because he was afraid of you, your fierce countenance. You shoot him in the back 8 times. Or playing with a BB gun at 12 years old in the park. You say, this is a BB gun. We're going to be doing with a 30-06 rifle. And you shoot him because he has a BB gun. Really? Or you invade the wrong house on a search warrant and you shoot the woman in the hallway because you thought, she said, who the hell is in my apartment? And you shoot her because she is afraid of somebody breaking her house, or you shoot her to death. Really? Try it again. Just try it again. Do one of those other episodes and watch. See, there's ships here you cannot see. Even when you see them, you still cannot identify. You cannot identify them. That's why you say you. F.O. But there's some ships. I brought a fleet with me that you cannot see. So try it. And I have the command over them. Oh, I do. I have a command that I can make them come. All I have to do is call my Ab. If I cry to my Ab, and no matter where he is in this galaxy, he hear my cry coming to his holy ears, he will come down, and he will fly above the wings of the wind, and he would be wroth. He would be wroth if I call him. So I have to be careful how I call him and why I'm calling him, because he'd tear everything up. I have to explain Ab, whole Ab, not my angels. No, I'm fine. Ain't nobody touch me. It's just they touch one of my angels. Oh. They didn't touch you? No, I'm not. I'm fine. No. But they got one of my angels. Oh, okay. Well, we just killed a few of them. Oh, I said few, like a few million. Got it? Now read verse 68. Read verse 67 first.
In the morning thou shalt
Read verse
say,
66.
and thy life shall hang in doubt
See,
before thee.
right. Your life shall hang in doubt. And what?
And thou shalt fear day and night.
Are they doing that? That's Judah. This is part of the but. See, your but shall fear day and night. And your but shall live in doubt. That's but. That's the same but from verse 15. But. And what?
And shalt have none assurance of thy
Your
life.
butt would have no insurance of life. That means, I wonder, you know what? Next year, if I'm alive, if God spares life, we're going to have a big party. Yeah, I'm going to buy some new clothes next year. Because I have my food stamps. There'd be, probably put some more on, and I get my income tax check, and I get my severance pay next week. Yeah. And I have my comp time in, so. That's if God spares life. You don't know, because you never know. He call you home, and when he call you home, you got to go up there 9 to 5 for unemployment, because you be up there with the unemployment. You be up there with those who died unemployed. So I'll be joining my cousin up there in the unemployment line in heaven. Yeah, probably ask Gabriel at the gate if he can lend me $5 when I walk in. But that's if God spares. If he don't spare life. We got to go and come. If you spare life, I'll be here. I'll buy my self a nice birthday cake next year. But if I don't, then I'll like Gabriel to loan me $5 when I get to the gate. Same thing. Money's everywhere you go. I'll never be broke. That's if God spares life. What happened in verse 67?
In the morning thou shalt say, with God it were even.
See, there it is. See, in the morning, look, I see tonight. If God spares life, I got to go out there and walk in the street. They got drive-bys. I don't want to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. So if I get by the drive-by and duck a couple of bullets, I see tonight at 8. Right? Or what?
And at even thou shalt say.
At night, the same thing. If I could get by the night and get by all of these drive-bys and shootings they have in my neighborhood, and no stray bullet comes to my window, I see you in the morning. Yeah, in the work, right? And then we can go gamble at the casino. Toys, money's always around. Is that what it said? All right, what else here?
With God it were morning.
See?
For the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see.
Thou butt would be fearing all the time, day and night. Your butt would be fearful. Not fearless, fearful. Full of fear. Now read verse 68.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
See, you were in Egypt over 3,500 years ago. Now here you are again in the spiritual Egypt with ships by the river here in Virginia. And that's where they came to. See, they thought this Egypt was over there. This Egypt is here. The spiritual Egypt where you were brought in ships to Virginia. One ship was called the White Lion. And the good ship Jesus. Right, yeah. They thought that was Egypt. No. It's here. Which when you brought with ships. Now, while you were brought here in ships, see, they never knew that mystery. And my father did not reveal that. They thought it was Egypt over in Africa. Oh, no. Read it again, that part.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
A gain. They will gain you in ships as they gain you and brought you here in ships and slave ships. 100 million were transported. right? Only 4 million made it. They murdered 96 million of my people. You want to know why I'm going through this at night? And the spirits are crying out to me of my people, help, bury us, please bury us. I only buried a few yesterday. I didn't say I buried them all. I buried those where I went yesterday in that area. There's some here and there's some at the White House. They built that too, that they murdered on the grounds of the White House. Got to go tomorrow. Tomorrow we're scheduled to go to the White House. I'm not going to tell you who we're going to meet because they don't know who they're going to meet. But they have an idea, especially when they see me dressed the way I'm going to be dressed. They know that this is not an ordinary man. All right? Read it once more. You got to get the mystery. It's a revelation now. Pay attention to Revelation. What?
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Spiritual Egypt. In ships. Jamestown, Virginia. Plymouth Rock. And what?
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
By the way. Not this. Not, see, by the way. As I spake unto thee. Did it say the same way?
By the way.
See, if it was literal, by the way he spoke of it was in Sinai, not Egypt.
Right.
He didn't speak to my father, or I did not speak to my people in Egypt. By the way, they saw him face to face in Mount Sinai. That's Exodus 33:11. Well, chapter 33. Read on down, you'll see all of them saw him and ate and drank with. Right? That was not Egypt. Huh? And what?
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Why?
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and
Common sense
bondwomen.
should have told you that in Egypt you were not bought or sold. The slaves were not traded or sold over in Africa. They had to come here in order to be traded and sold. But in the place where we spake, by the way, is here in this Egypt spiritual, where no man bought you, right? It was it, but
And no man
shall buy you because why? They were traded. That's why they were traded, not bought. They wouldn't start selling until they went down to Florida. They started selling them in a slave market. The first slave market was in St. Augustine, Florida, in 1555. That's when they were selling them. But they were being traded when they first got here. No man would buy you. That's fulfilled. You got the mystery? All right. Now, turn to Revelation chapter 17. What are 17? Got it? Okay, we're going to break down a little bit of this for you too. Revelation chapter 17. Remember, yesterday we revealed there's no more C. Now we're using K or S. All right? Then we're in the district of Kalam, the column Bia. We're in the column by A. That's me, that's one, that's two, who's here with A. By A. The BIA at the end, that's from left to right you have BIA. But from right to left, right, you have BIA. Now, right? Okay, right, let's see. Yeah, BIA. From left to right. From left to right, BIA. But from right to left, you have AIB. Right? That's A. It's one. That's A, who's my father, John. He's A. And then there's one who's here with him, which is B. See, B follows series. You got BI, that's BIA. You got it? Okay. All right. Now, read verse 1 of Revelation chapter 17.
And there came one of the seven angels, which had the seven vials.
Okay, now, read it. Just read it in its entirety.
And talked with me.
I got to put on my flame of fire.
And talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither. I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
I told you. 17 is R. And what you see now on your screen, or if you're watching the video, it doesn't matter if you're watching the video or if you are watching me live. you see the mystery, some of the mystery of Revelation chapter 1, as I now put on a flame of fire on my eyes. They couldn't describe them back then because they never heard of eyeglasses. All they saw was a reflection of light inside the eyes that became like a fire, which is glass. Right? That's what you see. Now, you read verse 1. Read it once more.
And there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
Now, I'm here to judge this great whore today. This is the judgment. This is Judgment Day. Day. That's day, that's yod, the hand. In Hebrew, that's backwards. So the hand is now going to judge America. The whore. Right? So who is that? Who is that whore? Remember, the word great. This is a great whore. This is not just an ordinary whore. Oh, this is not one of your Saturday night ones who hang out in the corner and say, hey, baby, you want a date? Wearing pants so short until they don't even look like pants. Look like thongs. Some walk around like that with the thongs on. Saturday night, got to pay a light bill. Get some baby food. Yeah, put on wigs. Spray paint their hair with some kind of green paint or red or yellow. And put on paint on their lips. And some rouge on their eye. And then they get a couple of brooms and put on their eyelashes. You know, the brooms. I sweep the bed off, I guess. I don't know. Why they put these brooms on their eyes, look at the bed, sweep the bed off the sheets. The whores. That's the Saturday night whores. But this whore is great. That sitteth upon many waters, but didn't say how many. Right? So remember, it's got to be a revelation that no one can do except the one who sealed it. So that means this angel, one of these angels of 7 is the same one. You figure that out. I mentioned it earlier. One of these angels, which had the 7 vials, one of the 7 angels is the same one that talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show you the judgment, the judgment of the great whore. Now, these many waters are 3. I'm going to explain them in a minute. One's a river, 2 is a river, 1's an ocean. I'm going to explain it to you in a moment, break them down. But first you got to write down the vial. See, that comes first. The vials in plural. So you're going to, now you got on your paper, you should have on your paper right in the middle of the paper. Now above the you're going to write vials. V-I-A-L-S. You got it? Okay. Now, your vowels are spelled with 5 English letters. Is that correct? Count them.
Yeah.
5 English letters. Okay. Now we're going to do this from left to right. We're not going to go from right to left. Okay. Your first letter, you see there's a V. Okay. First of all, this vowel in description is used for putting medicine inside its container, the vial. You hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Turn to Ezekiel. Chapter, let's make sure we're going to get the right chapter now. We're going to get the right chapter. And you remember, it's just easy. chapter 47. In order for me to show you the waters, I have to show you. Let's see, in order for me to bring this vial, these vials, this particular vial. See, each angel has a vial. But when you have more than one vial, it becomes plural with the S. You have it? And the S, remember, that's our feature, one of our feature letters today. The S will be brought by the Son. It'll be superior, right? Okay, it'll be super, it'll be sovereign, and it'll be sealed. But they'll all be by the river, the waters. Now, read verse 12, because this one of the, there's two, remember, there's two rivers and one ocean,
Right.
with a horse in it.
And by the river upon the bank thereof, on this side and on that side.
This the same river that Daniel saw me standing on back in the days. On that side of the bank of the river. Now I'm on this side of the bank of the river, even the Alexandria, in the town of Alexandria. Got it? Even the Potomac. I'm on this side. Got it? Okay. And what?
Shall grow all trees for meat.
Now these trees are the same trees in in Deuteronomy 28 that you start to read, where it said the trees. And these trees are also people. Symbolic. They're symbolic. And these trees must eat the word. That's the meat. Now I have the trees here with me now too. And what?
Whose leaf shall not fade.
The leaf is the mind. I mean, when I give you this knowledge that's going to be in your mind of meat, of mana, as your tree is not going to fade. Your leaf. That means everything of you would not fade. You would not become decay, like this land. Watch the decay. What else? Yeah.
Neither shall the fruit
That's your
thereof
offspring be consumed. They're your children. Why?
it shall bring forth new fruit.
Right. According to what?
To his months.
That's 9 months of birth, of pregnancy. You got it? 40 weeks. Why?
Because their waters, they issue out of the sanctuary.
Right. That's not waters. Also, people that will be with it's a nation of people. Okay, that's not, or literally it'll be the water bag that the birth comes out of the body. See, we always sound, it's a lot of water here. You did a water bag, it's a placenta, you're dealing with a lot of water here. Right? Okay. And what?
And the fruit thereof shall be for meat.
Right. Uh-huh.
And the leaf thereof for medicine.
Right. That means you're going to teach your children's children. You got it? But there's the medicine. This word medicine in English appears only twice in the Bible. This is one of the twice. Right? And this medicine means healing. That's on your concordance. You have your study too. That's H 8644. It's for healing. I'm healing your mind, not a leaf. I got to heal your leaf, your mind. And at the same time, I'm going to leave an earthquake behind to shake. That's under H 7322. Look at a reference. It's going to be like a rock. Remember, I mentioned rock too. Okay, do this testimony. This is the third day. All right? And most importantly, though, I'm going to heal. And as I heal, I'm going to also hurt. I'm going to hurt and heal. And that's under H 7495. Rapa. These are all, write them down for your study too. See, we're not going to study for you. I'm giving you references, your concordance. You study these. This is the medicine. If you look at that, it says to heal, make healthful of God. To heal of God. Healer, a physician of men. This is the etymology of that. It's also say literal of persons. That means this medicine is of persons. And of personal distress, figuratively. Of national defects or hurts. In order to get healed. Infinitive. That's under H 7495. Look it up for yourself. Rapha. Rapha. You got it? Okay, now, that is part of the vial of the medicine. This is the vial. This is what that vial has in it. Medicine. Come from Ezekiel. That's one of the vials. You got it? because that's what they created to be. That's the vial. It's for the medicine. This medicine, healing medicine. The other vial is in Proverbs 17:22. Go to it so you can see what's going to happen and why you need this medicine in this vial. Remember, only one angel has this vial. Okay, that's the one who's going to be in Washington District of Combat at a certain time in prophecy, the last days. Got it? Read Proverbs 17:22.
A merry heart doeth good like a medicine.
That's why you need the medicine to marry your heart up. See, remember, they did a marry in Revelation chapter 11, and they do every year because the dead bodies lie in the street. Now here we doing a marry. I give you this medicine, not this vial. As you have a good heart, a merry heart, and but what?
But a broken spirit drieth the bones.
Right, these bones are right now in this valley, right here, nothing but dry bones, and spirits of dead, my dead Hebrew Israelite Judah in this land that were murdered. Got it? Now go back to Revelation chapter 17. Now this is a vial. We still work on the vial. Okay. Now there is no V. What they did was, in order to cut you off from being healed, they want to cut your medicine off. Not like going to Walgreens or CVS and you get your prescription filled, or even at a Walmart, they have a pharmaceutical there. So what they wanted to do was cut your medicine off so you'll be healed. They tried to cut me off, a wall. So they took the W and cut it in half, and all you see was a V for vial, but this is actually a W. And each one of these words are scientifically, each one of these letters are scientifically a word, and there are 5 words for each letter. That's W. You have VIALS, vials. Well, this is WIALS. Now that means you're going to go in your paper, you put of in parentheses. Now you're going to go to your left, and you're going to go right to the immediate left of this of, and you're going to put institute. Institute. Got it? Institute. You know how to spell it. You spell it. I'm not going to spell it for you. You should learn this in elementary school. Now, next to that on the left, you're going to put world. W. I'm not going to spell it either. You got to. World. You got that? That's on the left side of the of, in parentheses. Now, let's go to the right side of the of, and you're going to put action. AC. Well, I'm not going to spell it either. But if you can spell World Institute, you can spell action. Next to that, you're going to put learning, because I'm here to teach you. So as you teach, you learn. This is learning. A learning time now of prophecy for you to learn all over again. Got to be taught all over again. Right? And after that, you're going to put secrets that I was not supposed to reveal until now. Wow. But as I revealed them over 2,000 years ago, I was crucified. I could not be afforded to be left alive. My Ab told him that. I was revealing secrets. I was 1,900 years too early. Well, this now is on time. Now, if you put that in order the correct way, you should have World Institute of Action Learning Secrets. Right. Okay, that's the wiles, the vials. Wow. So now that means from verse 2 on down there'll be secrets that you have to learn today. And we got to be pressing, so we got to press it now. Yeah. Because we got to go to the hill that weighs about a ton. We're headed to a hill that weighs about another ton. At the end of T-O-N, like Washington, now we got to go to the hill of time. And we're going to lodge there for a little while. Yeah, that's the word made flesh. Got it? Okay, now read verse 2. Revelation, those who just joined us, Revelation chapter 17, verse 2.
With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication.
Now that means this is the great whore, right? Which he said. Now the kings of the earth came over with him from the funeral. They were called world leaders. You can look on YouTube and you can see right after they left that queen's funeral, they all jumped on their own private jet of their nation and flew to this whore. This whore If you look very closely, if you go to a map, I have one here. I have one here of the United States, East Coast, Washington D.C., from Florida to Maine. You see that?
Yeah.
There were a few who I asked earlier this morning, what do you see when you look at this? Now let me show you what you should see. You want to know if I'm the Christ? Let's see if your dig on Orlando can do this. Geographically and symbolically, this is a whore with her legs wide open. From here, from Maine to Florida, her legs are wide open, and right here is the vagina. The vagina that they call virgin or Virginia.
Wow.
They named it Virginia, but it's a vagina. As you can see it open up right here. If you look at it, it's the shape of a clitoris. I know the children are watching this, right? And that's where the ships went in. They went in there and fed her, and because they went in there, they injected her, left seeds in there of Judah, and she became pregnant and born all those slaves.
Wow.
And then murdered them with abortion. They aborted it. Don't you see it? Yeah. All right. Now you know that makes her a whore, and all of the shipmen, all those ships that come to that port from other countries come in there and trade with her, even the warships. Whore. But it's more than that. I'm only going to give you a little bit today, because right? And the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication, as the strongest nation on the planet. And they, United Nations, have to all come to her. The most powerful. This is some nut calling me out. I mean, but I have to do. Unless it's Biden, I don't want to speak to no one right now. Let's see. Okay. All right. So now, he got to be out of his mind. If you know I'm on live stream, think I'm going to answer that phone. She? Okay. Now, verse 3.
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness.
And that's where we are now. And I what?
And I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
I am that woman. And I'm now sitting upon a scarlet-colored beast. I'm also that beast. And the woman. And I have the scarlet color, which is purple. And the names that I have are full of blasphemy, but not me. The names of blasphemy I have are towards them. And I also have 7 heads and 10 horns. I have 7 heads with me, and each one of these heads have 10 horns. Read verse 4 and see if I'm making it up. What color I have on.
And the woman was arrayed in purple
Right.
and scarlet color.
Right. And what?
And decked with gold and precious stones and pearls.
Right.
Having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication.
Now, that golden cup in my hand, see, it's in my hand, and my hand is the one who is filthy with fornication.
Right.
See, that I poured it out, day, yard, in my hand. That's the whore I'm bringing out and telling you of this morning. That's the whore in my hand. Right, in the cup.
In the cup.
This cup means I have her in my mind. The cup is up here. A golden cup. And see, I have the golden cup in my hand. And this cup is full of water that she's full of. You got it? Is she around? That water, again, that water is the Potomac River, right? The Chesapeake Bay that goes out into the Atlantic Ocean full of waters. It's also the river. See, now I'm on this side of the bank of the river. Last night I was on that side of the bank of the river. Verse 5.
And upon her forehead was a name written.
My forehead, I already knew this before I came here. Not this, beforehand, was mystery, Babylon the Great. See, it was a mystery. That's where you get the secret at in the vows. Right? The mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. That's what she is. You got it?
Yeah.
Verse 6.
And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints.
From the death and murders of my people, that he murdered them by the millions. Our blood is all over the place of our saints. And with what?
And with the blood of the martyrs of the Christ.
Right, my followers and witnesses. And what?
And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
Yeah, like she was supposed to be the greatest thing that ever happened to the world. The most powerful nation on earth. And what?
And the angel said unto me,
Wherefore dost thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman that I'm doing now, and of the beast that carried her, which had the 7 heads and 10 horns. See, the beast that thou sawest was, and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit. Now, here's another beast, and that was Trump. And go into the perdition. Go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life for the foundation of the world, from the foundation of the world. And they behold the beast that was, and is not, and yet is. The beast that was president, and is not now, and yet is, will be in the future. And forever. He will always be the great dragon. And here is the mind, which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains, and which on which the woman sitteth. All up here. And there are 7 kings. 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7th, and goeth into perdition. I'm not going to reveal who that is, but you get an idea. I'm giving you an idea. We may do it tomorrow. Now, the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as of yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, one God, one mind, one love, and one action shall give their power and strength to the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. Does that make any sense to you? I'm giving you an idea how this is all cryptic and crypto. All of a sudden they become with him as they're called chosen faithful. How are they going to make war with me?
Right.
For those are with me, this is all cryptic. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horses are peoples and multitudes of nations and tongues. They cleared that up, the waters. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. See? The horns that I have with me on my head, they hate the whore. This couldn't be the whore. And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn with her fire. For who? For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom to the beast until the words of God shall be fulfilled. This beast, don't forget, this beast is also a good man. And the woman which thou sawest in that great city, which reigned over the kings of the earth. You got it? Okay, you got 2 women, you got 2 beasts, you got all kinds of things going on here. I'm giving you an idea. But my goal, my assignment today, my mission was to give you an idea who this purple is, why this purple's on. Well, I'm going to break this all up when we have more testimony to share and have that schedule. But right now we got to get out of here. I just wanted to share with you some mysteries of Plymouth Rock, the Virgin, the Kingdom, the Virgin, Virginia, Virginia, Alexandria. Lanes are wide open for them to come in, even the slaves to come into. As she breeded the slaves, Mandingo, to create more slaves. We want to certainly thank those who joined us for this brief testimony this morning. And we approach it now, we got to go to another hill now. So we're going to the hill, and we're going to probably be with you tomorrow on the 4th day and final day as we lead the foundation of judgment here. 4. All right? So with that said, we say, Be stay safe, Judah, Yehuda, and we see you later. Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.